I think for me, it's like um, if you're to look at COVID, it's creating a whole new paradigm of, whole new way of working, right?
Hmm.
And so for me, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with distributed development, geographically, diverse teams, how they're going to work together, how they're going to architect together, how things are going to come together from an architect perspective. So that's one problem area that I can see that's going to get accelerated, and solutions need to be figured out there. Uh, because you can't just walk down the hall anymore, or you can't just go for a coffee and sort something out. Um, and so all these dynamics of remote working, but that's just, yes, there has been remote companies that have been successful, but they've been, in the minority. So we're asking like a giant tectonic shift to occur here.
Well, I'm hearing a couple of different things from folks and experiencing some of it myself. One is that um, this sort of like natural rhythm that happens throughout the workday has been disrupted. Now people go from conference call to conference call to conference call to conference call. There's no this kind of like meeting somebody fortuitously in the break room and, taking a 5-15 minute break to go out. I don't know, some people like to go out and smoke cigarettes. Some people like to go get coffee, whatever the thing is. It creates kind of an ebb and a flow during the day. And that's a very natural rhythm for human beings. You see it in songs, for example. You have patterns in songs where it kind of goes up and down. When you just peg it, where people are basically working, the entire time without any kind of natural ebb and flow, I think a few different things happen. One, maybe you get higher productivity, but you're also going to start to burn people out. Two, there sometimes people are not working smart, they're just working hard. And working smart is a lot better than working hard, because there are epiphanies that you need to have an opportunity to have that aren't going to happen when you're sitting there talking to people constantly on conference calls. You've got to have some time to do some self-reflection. You've got to have time to engage in a conversation with a smaller group or just one person that's more casual in nature. And that's when you get those fortuitous breakthroughs. Sometimes those are some of the most important things that can happen in the day-to-day business. And we haven't reproduced that kind of opportunity online. And instead, we encourage people to basically just do back-to-back conference calls all day long, which I think is a huge waste of people's time. And then, kind of going back, you were asking about this intersection between cloud native and cloud and COVID and, and this piece of conversation. And I just think it's really fascinating that, somebody like Zoom, who I'm sure does not have their own infrastructure. I don't know what clouds they're running on, but they're running on somebody else's. I mean, they handled that uptick, that spike in usage extremely well. Like, it went like, and they just didn't have any problems. Their problems all came from security issues that were discovered with the platform when more people used it. The actual scaling, basically was a non-issue. And, the fact that that has happened in this day and age is amazing, because in the 90s, in the aughts, scaling these platforms when you needed to, like, quickly and urgently, just was not doable. I mean, how many different platforms or systems do I know that fell over, when they suddenly got a huge amount of uptake? That was the norm. And now, like, we can do that without even batting an eye. And I just think that that's incredible. It's like, it's a testament to the fact that this direction that we've gone, cloud native scale out is ultimately the right way. And then it brings up, what's the next thing, which isn't clear, but, we're still riding this horse, I guess.